Have you noticed how everyone's buzzing about XRP lately? It's no wonder. Just look at the headlines. Cointelegraph recently reported that whales are jumping in as XRP's price soared 10%. With the playing field finally level, things are definitely looking up for XRP. Now that Ripple's legal battles with the SEC aren't holding XRP back, thanks to some long-awaited legal clarity, this crypto is in a great spot to thrive. Seriously, XRP has been on a roll, and it's a perfect example of how important fairness is in the market. When the rules are clear and the deck isn't stacked, XRP really gets its chance to shine. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now.
Can you believe it? XRP just saw a $1 billion net inflow in a single hour. That's a first. Pretty wild, right? And this isn't just some rumor. An on-chain analytics firm actually confirmed there's been a huge surge in network growth. So yep, it's the real thing. Here's something cool I came across on CryptoBasic. They crunched the numbers on how much the top 1%, 5%, and 10% of XRP holders could make if XRP ever hits $10. Pretty wild, right? It's amazing to think about how far we've all come, what a ride it's been over the past few years. Let's be real. The crypto journey's been full of ups and downs, but now we're finally getting close to that big milestone, and just imagining what's next is exciting. But quick disclaimer before we get into it. I'm definitely not a financial guru. What I share here isn't financial advice. Seriously, don't base your buying or selling decisions on anything I say or write. I'm just someone who's passionate about crypto, loves chatting about it on YouTube, and enjoys being part of this fascinating world as a hobby.
Let's hit pause and celebrate something awesome together. Did you know today is XRP Victory Day? That's right, it's July 13th, 2025, and we're celebrating 2 full years since XRP was officially declared a non-security. I kicked off my morning by posting a big Happy XRP Victory Day post because, honestly, it still feels incredible. Can you believe it's been exactly 2 years since Judge Annalisa Torres ruled that XRP isn't a security in the SEC versus Ripple case? That was a landmark moment, definitely one for the history books. It's wild how fast time flies, right? Here we are, 2 years later. Who would have guessed back then just how far XRP would come? Right now, XRP is sitting at $2.78. Pretty exciting, right? Even better, it hit a brand new all-time high of $3.40 this year. Can you imagine how thrilled you'd have been to know this would open the doors for everything that's come after? And with the whole crypto crackdown finally behind us in the US, plus Trump back in office, it honestly feels like we're turning the page into a bold new chapter. Whew, what a relief that is. Seriously, this was a big moment. When this all went down 2 years ago, I just knew that if XRP finally got the chance to compete fairly, it would take off. That's what we were all hoping for. It was like seeing the brakes finally come off. And just look at where things stand now. You can tell the smart money is already onto it.
Take a look at this. Just saw the latest headline from Cointelegraph. XRP has some seriously exciting news right now. Big holders, those whales, are making waves as the price surges 10%. In fact, the number of crypto wallets holding at least 1 million XRP tokens has just reached a new all-time high. And get this, it matches up with a huge 26% jump in XRP's price over the last week. There are more XRP whales than ever, scooping up and holding a larger piece of the pie. According to on-chain analytics platform Sentiment, there are now 2,743 wallets, each with over 1 million XRP. Pretty amazing, right? I mentioned this before in another video, but it's worth repeating. To me, this is a big hint about what might be coming next. Whales rarely make the wrong move, and when XRP's price shoots up and those big accounts start dropping off, it's often a sign the cycle is close to ending. We're going to dig into this and look at more numbers that tell the story. This pattern pops up with Bitcoin and other coins when things get wild, so I'll make sure to point it out for you. Consider this your early warning. Stay sharp. Don't let the end of the cycle sneak up on you. Let's keep rolling. XRP is still showing some serious muscle. Sentiment says this double trend is really positive for the world's 4th largest cryptocurrency. Their numbers show that a massive 47.32 billion XRP tokens are now sitting in wallets, each holding at least 1 million coins.
Check out this exciting news from Sentiment.
XRP has just soared to an impressive 297, marking its highest point in 4 months. So what's behind the surge? There's been a huge jump in network growth. Tons of new wallets are popping up, and chatter among retail investors on social media is buzzing louder than ever. Honestly, it's not all that surprising when you look at the momentum. Usually we'd see about 3,000 to 4,000 new XRP wallets created each day. But lately, that number has shot up in a big way. And it's honestly so exciting to watch this kind of momentum build. Take a look at these numbers. On July 9th alone, there were 6,365 new wallets opened. The next day, July 10th, we saw 5,110 fresh wallets. July 11th, a huge 6,819 new wallets in just one day. And it didn't stop there. On July 12th, another 5,410 wallets were added. All of this points to a real surge in interest, and I'm excited to share it with you. Just imagine, these big numbers could seem small pretty soon if XRP really starts to rally again. Remember what happened on December 2nd? There were a massive 30,641 new wallets created in a single day. With all this activity, and considering where the price is right now, it's clear that interest in XRP is heating up. And here's something else that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at Google Trends to see what's been happening with XRP searches lately. Over the past 90 days, there's been a clear surge in interest, which is super exciting. But what happens if we zoom out and check out the last 12 months? The story changes a bit, and honestly, it's pretty interesting.
What I do is these area countries and pay XRP where they call a frenzing 12 months.
Pay extra attention to what went on during November and December. You'll see there was a noticeable bump in searches, which totally lines up with all the buzz XRP was getting at the time. But here's what's really fascinating. Even now, while XRP is doing great, the market still isn't in full-blown hype mode. That's what makes this moment so thrilling. XRP is doing well, there's lots of curiosity, but things haven't even reached euphoria yet. Did you catch Steph's Crypto's latest post? There's some exciting news going around. Huge XRP outflows from Binance, with more than 9,000 addresses taking their coins off the exchange. That's typically a strong signal that folks are moving their XRP into self-custody, probably because they're planning to hodl instead of selling right away. On top of that, Weed Seawind jumped into the conversation. He's a pretty big deal in the XRP space. I think XRP Ledger, Zahouse sidechain, some wallet, the works. He points out that this wave of self-custody could be behind the recent surge in daily active users. We're talking over 25,000 new unique users. It's awesome to see more people embracing self-custody, isn't it? That's a seriously impressive leap. Hats off to everyone making moves for the future of XRP. Don't you just love seeing the community grow like this?
Check this out about the XRP Rich List. There are now 6.66 million XRP wallets. Absolutely wild.
And here's another crazy headline. XRP just hit a $1 billion net inflow in 1 hour for the first time ever. Unreal. This all started with a post from XRP community member Chad Steingraber, who pointed out, wow, there's a massive $9.11 billion in volume happening on Upbit. With XRP sitting at 2.92, it's clear that Upbit, a Korean exchange, is playing a huge role in this latest surge. For whatever reason, Korean traders have been passionate about XRP for years, way before I even joined the scene back in 2017. Honestly, I'm not sure what drives their enthusiasm, but there's no denying they're a big part of the global XRP family. It really shows how awesome our community can be when everyone gets involved.
Let's take a moment to chat about XRP's trading volume, because honestly, it's pretty exciting. Not too long ago, if you checked XRP's daily numbers, you'd usually see about $1 billion in trading volume within 24 hours. That was the standard. But right now, as I'm sharing this, we're looking at almost $7 billion in volume in just the past day. And here's the jaw-dropping part. On July 11th, XRP's trading volume soared to nearly $15 billion in a single day. The buzz around XRP is off the charts, and these numbers are just the beginning, if you ask me. By the time this market cycle plays out, I honestly believe we'll look back at these figures and realize they were just the tip of the iceberg. Big things are definitely in the works. Since we have a good sense of where things might be heading, I can't help but have some fun thinking about what our own XRP holdings could be worth down the line. I've done this kind of daydreaming so many times over the past 10 years, and honestly, it never gets old. Here's the best part. I've always believed this kind of future was possible for XRP. And right now, it feels like we're closer than ever. We're right on the edge of watching it all unfold.
Now, I won't dive into reading the entire article, but the main topic here is this. If you're in the top 1%, 5%, or 10% of XRP holders, what could your holdings be worth if XRP hits $10? I've been digging into some interesting stats from the XRP Rich List, and just for fun, I crunched a few numbers of my own, including the top 2% tier, just to spice things up. So if you're curious about what it really means to be in the top 10% of XRP holders, let's break it down together. Surprisingly, making it into the top 10% isn't as wild as you might think. You'd only need 2,487 XRP to get there. Seriously, I bet a bunch of you reading this are already in that club. Here's an even crazier thought. Most people on the planet haven't even heard of XRP. If you're holding on to it in 2025, you're honestly light years ahead of the curve. XRP is truly scarce. Let's put that into perspective. If we split all the XRP evenly among the world's 8 billion people, each person would only get about 11 or 12 XRP. That's it. When you see it that way, it really drives home how limited XRP actually is. If you want the exact number, you can grab a calculator, but you get the idea. Being in the know about XRP puts you in a pretty exclusive group. 11 or 12 coins per person? That's not much. Feels good to be ahead, right? Now, 100 billion sounds gigantic, but in reality, it's not as huge as it seems. Here's something that'll blow your mind. XRP once hit $3.40, and yet less than 1% of people worldwide have ever owned any. Yep, way less than 1%. Imagine what could happen as more people discover and start using it. XRP isn't just any crypto. It's a blue chip. It's steady, trustworthy, and one of the originals. In crypto years, it's basically ancient. That history has helped it earn a lot of trust. Businesses are using it, individuals are using it. XRP has really cemented its place in the crypto world. So what happens as more folks get in the crypto, start diversifying and investing? It's pretty likely a slice of all that new money trickles into XRP too. As that happens, the price and market cap could just keep climbing. The exciting part? We're still super early. Let's say you're holding 2,487 XRP. That puts you in the top 10% of holders. If XRP hits $10, that's $24,870. Boom. But here's where things get spicy.
So now, how about he pick document it with drains, and I'm
A lot of respected analysts think XRP could peak somewhere between $20 and $30. That means, if predictions are right, your $24,870 could actually double or triple. Hold a good chunk of XRP, and you could easily be looking at $50,000 or even $75,000. Want to go a little higher? If you're in the top 5%, you've got at least 8,752 XRP. At $10 per XRP, you're sitting on $87,520. Not bad. And if XRP got closer to $30, you'd be looking at well over $250,000. Wild, isn't it? That's how fast things can change if analysts are even close to being right. While I'm not making any price predictions, that's not my style, I really don't think those numbers are out of reach. Even as a conservative person, I'd say this is possible. But don't get me wrong, some of these jumps would need major cash to first flow into Bitcoin and start another bull run. If that happens, we could absolutely see these numbers for XRP. Now, what if you're in the top 2%? That's at least 25,614 XRP. I wouldn't be surprised if quite a few of you reading this are in that tier. You're here paying attention after all. If XRP hits $10, suddenly you're looking at $256,140. And just like before, with those analyst predictions, you could double or triple that. You could honestly be staring at $750,000. And hey, in the world of crypto, that's not unheard of. Even more, if you're in the top 1%, that's 50,606 XRP or more. At $10, you're over $500,000. Double that, triple that, and you're well into the million-plus territory. If you've been holding on for years, planning and keeping the faith, you're in an amazing spot right now. So really, congratulations. If things shake out the way we hope, and it honestly looks like they might, you deserve every bit of success that comes your way. Remember the lawsuit, all the drama and doubters, the Bitcoin maxis doing their thing? You've stuck it out, and we're finally starting to see that persistence pay off. It's an incredibly exciting time to be an XRP holder. Maybe the best ever, if you ask me. Just remember, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't go making buy or sell decisions just because I'm pumped up. Still, take a moment to appreciate how far you've come. You've earned it.